Hey guys, Mike from Nerd Problems Gaming here, and welcome to Nerd Problems Gaming, the channel where we go through the good and bad of everything nerdy to make sure you spend your time on the best of the best. And if you haven't done so yet, be sure to subscribe and turn on those bell notifications to get the latest updates of everything nerdy we put out here. But today I'll be doing a review and first impressions of Phantasy Star Online 2, so let's get into it. So if you're not familiar, Phantasy Star has actually been a series ongoing for Sega for a long time, dating back way to like the early Genesis days. Now, I first became familiar with the series on Phantasy Star Online, which was for the GameCube. And so that was actually one of my favorite games of all time, hundreds of hours onto that game. And basically it's an MMO RPG. And I know me and my buddies, we used to have Phantasy Star Online parties where basically we would get together, we would stay up all night long playing this game. And what was really cool on the GameCube version is you could play like 4 players split screen on a TV. And so we would actually have 8 of us a lot of times. So 2 different TVs going, different GameCubes rolling, all playing this game. So very fond of the series, but really since that Phantasy Star Online, they haven't really done anything that has really made me want to play the series again. Now they actually came out with Phantasy Star Universe for Xbox 360 and it was okay. It wasn't nearly as good as Phantasy Star Online. The missions weren't as good. The offline mode was very small and minimal. And that was one of the best parts that I really liked about it. And especially at the time where online play wasn't really at the forefront. And so now with Phantasy Star Online 2, that's a whole lot different, right? Everybody's got Xbox Live or the PlayStation Internet, right? So people can access it. And what's crazy though is this game has been a long time coming, right? It actually came out in Japan, the Japanese version, way back in 2012, and it's just finally come out on Xbox One. So one thing you're definitely going to notice right away is really the dated graphics. They don't obviously look as good as a new game coming out today, but overall, really, it's about the gameplay with this game. And so with this game, you follow different episodes that kind of go through the storyline. And so really, you're kind of a member of this organization, ARCS, which is going to planets that people can live on and really colonize. And so as you're kind of a new trainee coming out into this program, you're exploring this new planet, and there's kind of an evil, darkness, alien race that's been taking over. And so it's your job to kind of wipe that out and really unveil the story from there. Now, one thing that's really cool with this game, again, is that you can really just start from scratch. You build your own character. You can customize their hair, their voice, their gender. There's all these different classes. So there's like the hunter, which is going to be your aggressive upfront fighter that you're playing as. So they're going to be using like swords and partisans, upfront and personal attack people. There's rangers, which are going to be using more guns and distance type things. There's forces that are using magic. And then this game also introduces 3 new categories as well, which is really cool. So they've got kind of an upfront brawler type guy. There's a summoner, and so you get to pick between these different categories and classes that you choose from. Now on top of that, there's also different races that you can choose. So there's like humans, Newmans, which are kind of like the magical people. There's castes, which are like your robot. And so this one adds in some different classes as well that you can play as, which is really cool. So you create your character, the look, the voice, the height, the weight, everything like that. So now you're into this universe. And so you're playing as this new rookie, and you get all these different quests that you can go through, and there's really different areas that you can go to as well. So you're going to be playing through like forests, like desert regions, snowy regions, kind of like a city landscape, like kind of an ancient Japanese city that you're going through. So there's all these different stages that you can play through, which is a ton of fun. And so it's way more expanded than the original Phantasy Star Online. There's just so much to this game, right? So you've got different weapon classes, you can learn different spells, you can even create multiple classes for your characters. And so again, this game is just a ton of fun, and I'm really addicted to it. It's hard to stop playing. Like I said, it was one of my favorite games early on, but really with this game, I just feel like it feels like Phantasy Star Online, where Phantasy Star Universe was cool, but it just didn't have the same feeling to it, where this just feels a lot like the original Phantasy Star Online, which, like I said, was one of my favorite games. So far it's been a blast and a ton of fun fun to play. You know, some of the downsides, I guess, to it that I don't necessarily like is there's obviously no offline co-op split screen. That was one of my original favorite parts of the Phantasy Star Online game, but now it's just going to be single player and you're playing basically with people all over the world. So that part is certainly a shift to be able to do, but another downside that I'm okay with, but it's not the best, is that when you do missions or you jump onto different areas, it kind of can plug you into groups of people that are already playing, which can be cool, but you also jump in kind of the middle of the stage, so you don't know really where people are at or what's going on. And so that was one thing I definitely liked with the original Phantasy Star Online, is that you could start missions basically from the beginning, play with your group of friends and go through that. And I'm sure you can still do that in this one and connect with other people, kind of form a party and go through missions like that. But if you're just playing by yourself and you jump in, sometimes they throw you into the middle of stages and missions. You don't necessarily know what's going on, which is kind of weird. But you can obviously still play by yourself. You can turn that off, and then you can actually have like computer partners as well. So kind of as you play through the episodes and the storyline, you're going to unlock these computer players that will play alongside of you. And so what's cool with that is that, you know, they're going to come in at the same level as you, and so that's nice. They scale up with you, so you're not bringing along people that are super weak or overpowered going through these areas. So it's nice to have those as you kind of go and play through. Now, there's all kinds of different like bonuses and extra side quests and missions with this game. So like I said, there's just so much content to really get into to do it justice in a single video. Otherwise it'd be like a couple hours long trying to explain everything. But you know, it's really addicting. There's a lot of cool weapons and techniques. You can create your own play style of character. Some other things that are fun too is that you can build these little, they're called mags, and they're like little guys that float next to you, but they improve your stats, and so they get hungry over time. You're feeding them different items you pick up and leveling them up, and so they can equip on your character and really boost those stats. And so you can make your own customized character as well as these items. Some other different quality of life things that they've done to improve this game over like Phantasy Star Online, the original, is that the inventory is much easier to manage. So when you're out in the field, a lot of times your inventory is going to fill up and you're playing, and you don't really necessarily want to have to go back to town to deposit items, to sell items, right? And so what's neat with this is you can actually kind of deposit items into your storage on the fly. So if you're out there, you fill up, you can just deposit those, and then they're going to go right into your inventory storage, and you can keep collecting things and keep playing, which is nice. On top of that, there's a lot of cool, unique boss fights for multiple stages throughout it. You know, in the original Phantasy Star Online, there's really kind of just like 4 main bosses for each episode. So each kind of specific area had these major bosses, and it seems like there's a lot more bosses so far playing through this game, and those are really fun too. So each thing is unique to this game compared to previous Phantasy Star games. You know, there's some repeat of characters that show up, like there's little Rappies, these little, they kind of look like the Peeps, right? The yellow Peep Easter candy, right? Those characters are here back again. So there's some similarities, some tie-ins to the franchise, but it's a really well thought out game, and I really definitely enjoy it so far. But again, guys, let me know in the comments below if you've been playing this game yet. What are your thoughts on it? If you've been jumping into the beta that's available right now, let me know in the comments below. But so far, I'm really enjoying the game. I highly recommend it. It actually hits home. You know, it's a lot like the original Phantasy Star Online, so I've been having a blast with it so far, and I think it's a great game worth picking up, especially right now in the beta. It's free, so it's definitely worth picking up if you're just checking it out right now. But let me know in the comments below. And again, guys, if you like this video, definitely be sure to like it as well. You know, smash that like button, as it really helps out the channel, and be sure to subscribe and turn on those bell notifications to get the latest updates of new videos we put out here. And if you'd like to help us support the channel, pick out videos and more, consider becoming a patron of ours at nerdproblemsgaming.com/Patreon. Again, that's nerdproblemsgaming.com/Patreon. And then if you'd like to plug into our live streams and Let's Plays we do over on Twitch, feel free to follow us there as well over at nerdproblemsgaming.com/Twitch. Again, that's nerdproblemsgaming.com/Twitch. But once again, thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll talk to you more soon.